Welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival. This is episode 7 in my workshop series where I review other people's creations as well as my own. Now, I am actually doing another one of my own. I do promise I will be doing someone else's. And I'm going to be doing that very shortly after this episode, in fact. But in this episode, I want to just show you something that sort of pops into my head as a concept, and I just want to run it by you guys to see what you think. So I was thinking about early game SVs, and obviously we've built quite a few what I would call mid to, well, probably mid game SVs over here, and these vehicles range from everything from level 12 all the way up to level 17 just here. And I kind of thought about what do you need when you're kind of just starting out, when you're kind of around that starting level of about what, 5? You know, 5 sort of is where you start opening up things. You got your kind of like RCSs, you've got your detector, you've got your cargo extenders, and you've got your starting engines, your small engines. So it's quite a lot going on at level 5 for the SV. So I thought, what do players need? And I kind of thought, what would I need if I was starting again, starting Series 4 right now? What would I need from starting SV? Well, sort of thought about it, and I came up with this idea. I'm calling this the Lantern Shark, and it's a level 5 starting SV. It has 3 chain guns, yep, 1 under the hull, 2 on each wing. It has a single spotlight. It has 2 flight surfaces, 2 wings, which give it some uplift. And it has a detector on top. So, you know, kind of comes with everything you kind of need. And then it has a fairly large, for a starter anyway, a fairly large ammo bay. Now, I've not put in a cargo bay on this thing, and the reason being is I just couldn't fit it in. This already is maxed out in terms of the airframe, but I just wanted to be able to put enough stuff into the airframe that we could get some half decent usage out of it. And I think I've done that, to be fair. I think I've done that fairly well. Now, I've gone with the very slim cockpit, which you get, and yeah, built around that. So kind of very short body on it, large wing space, and then these very large wingtip areas here, which comes with a chain gun as well as an engine module, and then these kind of claw bits here, which are actually being used partially to stand on. Yeah, it kind of works actually. It kind of works. As you can see, I've got like two rear engines there, 2 rear engines on the wings. I've got 1 engine either side of the engine block at the back. I've got 2 RCSs in there. There's actually 3 RCSs. There's 1 under the radar on top, and then we've got 2 top and bottom engines. So it's 2 engines underneath, just there. Can't really see it, but they are just there. Let's just get it up in the air and I'll just show you quickly. So just power it up, get it in the air, come out, and there you go. 2 downwards facing engines. I think overall the shape's pretty good. Now, I did see someone do something like this with the light. I kind of liked it, so I kind of copied it. So you know that it's got everything you need, really. In terms of firepower, it's probably got more firepower than you need for a level 5. If we have a look at the actual specs of the thing, I mean, it's a level 5, level 5 vehicle. It's a 0.2 size class. It's very small. It's only 8 meters by 8 meters by 2.5 meters. It's fairly heavy because it's made out of pure steel, so it's 7.68 tons. There's 132 blocks in it, which actually surprises me. So if we go over to here, the thrusters, we've got 4 back engines, 1 forward thruster for deacceleration, 2 up and down thrusters and 1 left and right thruster, and we've managed to squeeze in 3 RCSs for manoeuvrability. And if you have a look at these stats, holy shit. Pitch 127 degrees, yaw 93 degrees, roll 48 degrees. Wow, that's absolutely nuts. You know, it's not the fastest accelerator. It certainly isn't going to get any awards for speed, that's for certain, but in terms of its maneuverability, holy crap, it's fast. In terms of its rotation, it's just absolutely, you just whip it around. Like I can literally do a spin on the spot. It's absolutely insane, and it's really cheap as well. I mean, these material costs, I mean, frankly, the hardest one's going to be the copper. Iron, really cheap. Copper, quite high. Silicon, fairly high. Substrate, not a problem. So let's just take her out for a spin, because you've seen enough. It's not for carrying cargo, that's for certain. It's for essentially doing quick hit and run missions, flying around, exploring. I mean, just look at that. It literally is just absolutely nuts. In fact, I'm running out of mouse mat trying to spin this thing around fast enough, because it just, in fact, let's put the pilot mode on, so that'll make it easier. Okay, so here we go. I mean, just look at that. I'm just pushing the mouse in one direction, the thing's spinning on the spot. I mean, its yaw is absolutely insane. And that's its pitch, just absolutely nuts. In fact, it overcompensates a lot. You may have to turn the sensitivity down. I mean, obviously the roll's not particularly great, but I mean, it's combined with the others. Oh, for God's sake, I can't fly. It's that sensitive. But let's oh God, what's going on? Let's take pilot mode off so we can actually have some control. Yeah, but in terms of its maneuverability, it is absolutely insane. I mean, look at that. You spin on the spot. You're not going to have anyone coming up behind you without you being able to outflank them. And if we have a look at the chain guns, if we can just, let's bring up the hood, might help. Here we go. Let's reload. I've been testing chain guns out. So, I mean, this thing's absolutely ridiculous. Well, that tree went. Yeah, trees are no challenge for this thing. Tree gone. If you're looking to do a quick couple of drone hits, or even take on a POI at the beginning, something like this would come in handy. I mean, Jesus, you just fly around it, wouldn't you? It just won't be able to do anything. That's side strafe, so Jesus, the thing's just absolutely nuts. But where's the platform again? In terms of landing, it's really, really quick to land. And you can just whip it around, straight down. Done. Look at that. That was just like rapid descent. In terms of, let's just get it up to speed. Okay, let's. Now we're just going to do the forward momentum test and power off. There you go. Powered off. Let's see how far it flies just on the wings. Okay, now it's starting to drop. I mean, look at that drop. That is just so gradual. It's not like you haven't got time to do something about your fall. That's absolutely insane. Let's just see how quick it recovers. And power on, and there you go. We're 1 meter above the water, and it's recovered. Okay, apparently we're 1 meter below the water. Okay, -3 below the water. That's strange. And if we turn it off now. Okay, it submerges. Interesting. Reef. Certainly get a bit of a water skimmer out of this, couldn't you? Look at that, I'm just spinning on that tree. Absolutely insane. Yeah, not the fastest acceleration, but does the job quite nicely. And I think you could get enough ammunition in the ammo bay to allow you to hit most targets quite easily. Let's just set her down again. I'll spin around and down. Oops, a bit too much there. And there we go. The lantern shark, everyone. I think that works out fairly well myself. It's got good detailing on it. You know, nothing too outlandish. Got these little bits here for climbing into the cockpit. You couldn't really ask for much more other than a tiny little cargo bay on it for picking up loot. But I mean, technically speaking, there's nothing stopping you reusing the ammo bay. Let's have a look at that ammo bay now. Yeah, 816, that's fairly decent. Yeah. You got no problems there. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. I think for a quick mock-up, for a starting ship, that would do the job very, very nicely. You know, especially for exploring a planet. This is, oh, that reminds me, let's just have a quick look at that. Just fill the fuel tank up. And power it up. Let's go in the air. So our run time, 168 minutes. Okay, let's just get forward momentum. 100, 15, 100 minutes. Oh, that's really weird. 148. 148 minutes. That's about 2.5 hours. Obviously, rear acceleration's a bit atrocious. Let's pull back to where we were. Yeah, so what more do you need, really? I don't say warp drive because that's not going to happen on this airframe, I'm afraid. Yeah, and with the docking legs as well. I mean, you can clamp onto a CV or a base, not a problem. It is so tiny compared to the other ones. I mean, look at the size of this thing. Look at the size of this thing compared to that. Jesus, you could literally land that ship on the back of this one. You could piggyback it. Jesus Christ. Right, so I hope you enjoyed that. It's just a quick thrown together ship. I think it looks pretty decent. I think it performs really well. It's fairly heavily armed for a level 5 ship. It's fairly cheap. It's got pretty good protection actually, with the extra padding on the bottom and the top and on the wings and on the winglets. You should be able to survive a couple of hits at least and still be able to fly reasonably well. So that's the Lantern Shark, everyone. So I'm gonna do the next video now. So catch you in a bit.